Hello and welcome to episode 31 of Solar Factory. I am going to start working on the phase 5 stuff. That's the stuff in the top right hand corner. You see we've got 4 parts. We've got the nuclear capacitor, which is that one that's already got 1000 or 1000. I think we then have the ballistic warp drivers on the right hand side. That's what requires 200. AI expansion serve I think is the 256 one, second from right. And the one on the second from left I think is called, let me just check, it's called the ballistic warp drive is the one on the right, the AI expansion server is the one on the second from right, and it's like a, oh, what's it called? No, it's, no, let me just check something briefly. It is a biochemical sculptor is that third one. So biochemical sculpture, and that's we need 1000 of. That requires 1 assembly directory system per production cycle, 80 fix-it trigon, and 20 water. So I'm actually going to make that on the other side of all this stuff. I'll just go way up. You can see there we've got some water right there. Still getting Christmas stuff falling from the sky. So we've got water from there. We've got the fix-it trigon is over in this tower. All through there, so we've got heaps of that being made. The assembly directory system is actually made over where I just was. So combine that with the water from there, we're going to make it in this spot here. But to do that I need to get the assembly directory system item 2 here, and I've discovered it's probably going to have to be, it's going to have to come in on this level, and it's actually going to, the way that I've got it made is that this nuclear the pressure conversion cube, which is used by nuclear capacitor, is basically going to get in the way. So what I'm actually in the process of just started doing is repathing this pressure conversion cube to basically come down here, just basically a bit to the left of where it is, and that will allow me to move the directory system on the path that the pressure conversion cube is currently taking. And that will allow me to take it past everything that's built there and get into the back part of that East factory. So that's what I'm currently doing now. Just go through there, and I'm just in the middle of over here. So I've basically got the pressure conversion cube coming to here, but you see it was just there, coming out of there. This is a weird loop back under through here. It's an absolute mess under here, so that's fine. Theoretically never going to see it. Now, where have I got this thing coming out of? Really got the level. And then we've got the directory system coming out of there, left turn, and ending up here. This is going to come straight through here, right along here, and then going to drop it down a conveyor belt lifter and have it come out basically where this pressure conversion cube path currently is. So that's the current plan to do that. As I said, not clean, it's very ugly, but the idea behind this whole logistics level is no one will actually see it, so it's hidden from everything. So we'll keep doing this. right on the edge. Got the first part of that done. Alright, next I need to create the new path for the nuclear past all the way through to where it's going to go, and then I need to clear this old backlog of nuclear pasta. There's heaps of it. Nuclear pasta, sorry, the pressure conversion cube, so that I can put this, continue this path through it. But we could just do that. Just join that to that. I'll just go behind that, which is fine. Alright, so I'll come back when I've got the paths all redone and look at start building the blender I believe it takes to actually make the biochemical sculpture. Okay, that there is where the assembly director system comes in. Through that path, a bit long-winded, goes across around through there, up there. That there is our fixed trigon coming in. If we scoot over here, and come over here. That's the two paths there. So there's your fixed trigon, and there's your assembly directory system. This is a container that was already full of some I had spare from some other process. I'm not really sure how I got, can't remember where I got them from. So we'll have to deal with them at some level, whether we feed them through that or we, I don't know, we'll do something with them. Anyway, so next we need to do is get the water into here because we need to build a blender. A blender is what's needed, so we'll just make sure we can actually build one of those. We can't, add that. So it actually builds, it at just it's 4 every single time, but it takes 120 seconds to make one, so it's basically 2 a minute. So yeah, so we'll have to see if we want to make. You only need to put them into the space elevator, so there's no other need for that beyond that. Need 1,000 of them, so I might just let it run at the default rate and just takes as long as it takes. Alright, I did fill up some more of that. Ah, good, it's just about done. That can get rid of that, get rid of that. Can just fill in slowly. Okay. Getting the water in is going to be interesting because now I've built around that whole 6x6 block to stop that thing from getting in. They just get in the way all the time. So anyway, Alright, now, blender. I did not even go and check whether I can build a water extractor or not. Oh, I can. Cool. How much water does it need? Not much. Okay. Only 10 a minute. That's really low. Okay. So let's get a sense of sort of height we're looking at here. So can we build? Alright, let's just do that. And if we build this extractor something like that. We get the water just to plonk up there. Oh. Yep. Where have I got some stuff for the... There. Actually, what can it actually take, I wonder? Biofuel, okay. Right, so... that can come in there. We might as well bring it in on this corner, so we'll put a wall for one there. Now we are bringing this in on this level. Why haven't I got my torch on? Where was that thing I just built? Oh, it's there, right. Right, now the question is, each of the water extractors have a 10, actually look at the description of them, they have 10 meters of upward head lift out of the machine. So on each foundation a wall is 4 meters high. So if we do that, basically at 8, but then we're coming along flat and going up another. I think we're going to need to put a little pump just in the middle, probably just see how we go. We might have to put a pump somewhere just to get a bit more head left into it, but we shall see. Next thing we need is get it some power. See what exactly. You see how the rings are pulsating up from the bottom to the top, which means obviously that's the way the water flows. I think it might be alright. We'll see how we go. Right, so if we come now to here, we haven't got any water in there yet. But look at each segment. That should be. So that's flowing in slowly. So you can see how that's full, or just about full. And that's slowly getting full. I think we might need a pump. Let's just put a pump in just to... Just need a Mark 1, I suspect. And we'll power that off that guy. You can see that's really filling up. And we should start to see that one filling up. And that's filling up. Right, we'll let that play out for a bit. Alright, let's get rid of that present. Alright, so blender. Oh, I didn't get the materials for blender. So we need 10 computers and another 10 motors. Motors are somewhere around here. Where are they? There they are. There we go. Computers are at the end. Right. So I think we'll just put this blender right bang in the middle. Something like that. So we can now just feed that into there. That could go into there. I'm going to put it... Actually, what I'm doing is I'm going to feed it just from there to begin with. This is making the biochemical sculpture. And just for the sake of it, we'll power it off that thing. Now just need the water, so... Yep. Alright, that's looking good. That's filling up. So it needs 10 water per minute. And 0.5 of the directory system per minute. Now I believe that I'm currently making, just checking my little system I've got here, I'm making 0.75 a minute, and that was going straight into storage, so we should be okay for that. So I'm going to wait till the first one finishes. Keep going back and checking it. I just want to see what happens to the water when it finishes to see if it immediately fills up. Check it again. It is quite slow, but it's going to make 4 of them when it spits it out, when it finishes. So I need 1,000 of those, so that's 255 cycles, no, 250 cycles. About 120 seconds each. So it's going to take 30,000 seconds. Divide that by 60, it's going to take about 6 or 7 hours. About 6 hours, I think. No, maybe a bit longer. About 8, maybe 8 hours to complete that and make all 1,000. So now should be 4 in the output, and then we just see what this does. Should drop down by a bit, and it does. And it fills up really quickly. So that pump is based at is going as at 100% rate, which is 180 a minute, I think. 120 a minute. So we could drop that way down to like 50 or even 25, and that would still be enough to feed into that up this. I'll let that run for a bit. Okay, so let's build. I'm going to go up 3, but I don't think it's going to be high enough. Well, it might be. We'll go up. We'll do a 6 one, so we'll put the G6 level. So that should be now 6. We'll put the G6 level there. And we'll put the actual that level there. No, there isn't. Good. Now, so we want to then bring it down, because the elevator is just literally over there. You know what, I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to store them for the time being, because I eventually want to move the elevator to the middle of the central storage hub, even though ultimately it won't be needed beyond that point, but I want to move it to there anyway, so we will just do the storage thing with these. Now I'm not too sure how big the stack size is, so we'll just have to play it by ear a bit. So what we'll do is, what do we do? We'll put, okay, we'll do it this way. We'll come into here, plonk that there. Do that there, and do the smart speaker in the middle. So we'll go overflow to the left, biochemical sculpture straight ahead. Join that to that. Then we should have half a dozen in there. Beautiful. And then, oh, actually, I built that wrong. we need to move that back as far into there as we can. Because the awesome sink should be right there. Actually, it was a work. I would have worked where I had it. No, it doesn't matter. That's what it is. This is a bit off centre. Overflow. Biochemical sculpture straight ahead. Yeah, join this together. Now I'm going to put the... No, that's not what I want. Those ones. Might just do, since I've got them on me, would they go? Put that in there. So we'll take it from there first, and then we'll take it from the actual, then we'll repath this to come out of that and into there, or we'll do something, but either way. So get rid of that backlog, which will take a fair bit. There's 4,500 in there just under. And it takes 40 a minute, so it shouldn't take that long to clear the backlog. Get rid of that. And we've got that done, so... we'll build up the standard. Standard 8 high. 1, 2, 3, another 5, 8 in that corner, 8 in that corner. Across the top. Go into the blueprint designer and get our standard roof. Oh, which I don't have enough concrete for. Okay. Another row of concrete. Blueprint designer, standard roof, and got that right? Yep, there we go. Check to build in. Now, we finalise the concrete. Coated. Same with this floor. Dig underneath to get that one finished. And then we'll put the standard roof in. Right, that's that done. Wall up there, wall there, fill in the gap there. To there, so then we just need to remove those bits. Right, let's see if we've got enough for our windows. Nope, we don't. Bunch of silica we need. Didn't think I'd use the blueprint design, but it has come in to be real handy. For kind of does make sense in hindsight, because a lot of things I'm doing in a standard way. So the roof's standard, all the door, all the windows are standard, and the height of everything is standard. So, well, except for examples like this where it's a little bit different, but you can quite easily accommodate it. So we just put that in there, and then just go and get our full frame windows and just build the extra two we need. So rotate that in. Use this as a standard height. The storage window will just fit. And final bit. Oh, no. And we are done. So the next thing we'll do is put in a staircase, and I think it is a 6-block building, so my standard probably won't. You know, we'll go that door to there. I think we're going to need to put in... go to the 5, we'll try that. Try 7. No, see that's not going to work. I'm not going to get there in bits, so what we'll do is we'll change to 8, which is now staircase, and that will go to there. Is it now went to there? Let's get rid of that. And we'll put it back in the middle. Oop. That was not the middle. That's the middle. And we'll do that. And grab our center door and door there. Cool. Right, now last thing we need to do is put in proper power, because we've got it going through that wall, so that's not good. So what we'll do is we'll go down to there and do a double outlet. Go across like that. Go into the building. So there's that. So basically the way that I do this is I try and line it up. So it's basically the power pole, the power wire cable goes as straight up as I can make it. This is right on the corner. It's a little bit in maybe. Let's have a look. Actually no. Right on it. So we might just build this. Maybe there. It's pretty good, I think. And then we just build that. That to there, that to whoop. That to there. Get rid of that, and then that to that. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Right, now we've got that up there. We go up to the roof one. And now we need to put a double outlet there. Join that to that. And you can see we've got that there. And this will now be about there. So bring this across there. And now the auto sync should have power. Beautiful. So let's just check to make sure this water is... Yep, that's looking good. And we've got a bucket of that still left. It's going to take a while. Well, there we go. We've now built, or building started to make the second part required for the space elevator. We've got 40 of 1,000, so it's going to take a while. So the reason I'm not going to put them into the machine, the elevator, just yet, is I fully plan to move this whole thing, dismantle the whole thing, and build it in the middle of, and I don't know how I'm going to even do that just yet, in the middle of the central storage hub that I'm building. As I said, no idea how or where at this point, or how that's going to sort of look, but that's the plan. So at this point I won't feed it into, because I suspect when I dismantle it, the 1,000 parts that's already in it will probably be removed anyway. So we've got to build another 2 more things. You can see the top right hand corner, we've got the AI expansion server, which is that second from the right, and the ballistic warp drive, which is the last one. In terms of what those what they require. They also require, so the ballistic warp drive, which is the last one, is 200, requires thermal propulsion rocket, which I'm making over in the south factory. Singularity cells, which have been made right in front of us. The superposition oscillator, which has been made in here. And the last one is some more dark matter crystals. Now that's a little bit of a tricky one because I think I've got some excess of that I might be able to use. It does need a lot of them, it needs 40 a minute. So yeah, nope, not too sure how we're going to go with that one. And then the last thing we need is the AI expansion server. That needs the superposition oscillator again, which is obviously there. It needs the what's the word called? What's the whole thing called? Neuro quantum processor, which has been made in this whole building, so that's been stored in there. Oh, that looks like it's running out. Let's just. Ooh. Is that top one full? At the bottom as well. 11%. Okay, cool. So that needs that, and then the last thing that it needs is excited photonic matter, which is made using this thing here. This thing just makes it, so you don't have to worry about it. Although, why is that idle? Why is that idle? Oh, because you're... Anyway, I'll figure that out later. So, probably make that here as well, because... Oh, and this is the thermal propulsion rocket. No, the magnetic field generator for that last one, and that's actually made... That's made right in that that front row, that second tower there, on the second from the light front row there. That's where that's made. So I've got that being made because that was actually part of the previous space elevator requirement, level phase 4 or whatever it was. So yes, we make all the materials. Yeah, so similar to what we just did with the directory system. As I said, is coming in the bottom here. Well, very slowly coming in. It's coming in on this path. We'll have to do a similar thing with the magnetic generator and the thermal propulsion rocket, which I'm pretty sure, let me just make sure I'm not going crazy, there's the directory system going by. Pretty sure that directory thing is made over, that thermal propulsion rocket is made over here. Just checking what it needs. It needs 1 a minute of that propulsion rocket. Let me just check what I'm actually making. Because as I said, it was just made for the... That's it there. It's made in there. And I'm not too sure how many I'm making. We are making 1 a minute. Okay, so we're dead on what it requires for the future recipe. That's alright. That's cool. And then the other one we need for the other material is the magnetic generator. And that needs... Magnetic field generator requires 4 a minute. That seems like it might be a bit high. Don't think I was ever making that many. We shall see. We are in fact making 2 of them. Making 1 a minute between 2 of them. And why have I got... Oh, did I not... it must be full up here. Oh wow, it is. I did not expect that to ever fill up. Okay. So ultimately you probably don't even need to worry about its output because we've got 19,200 sitting in there. And that's going to be more than enough to feed that thing. So we probably don't have to worry about the production of it. In fact, likewise for... Let me just check the AI expansion, no sorry, the ballistic warp drive. Propulsion rocket. We've got 4,800 in storage. So, yes, we probably don't even worry about either of them in terms of their output. But we'll think about it. So, anyway. So, yeah, that was good. We've got the second one being made. I've got some thinking to do about the third and the fourth ones. But I think that'll wrap it up for episode 31 of Solo Factory. I will probably try and put this up before Christmas, actually, now that I've kind of done what I wanted to do. I didn't think it would be that quick. So yes, that will do for episode 31. Next we'll think about those other two parts, but I think I'm probably going to get myself sidetracked by trying to figure out what this central storage hub is going to look like. It's going to be on the middle of this thing, that's a given. What shape it's going to take, what design it's going to take, I have no idea. I've got the design of doing like that sort of thing and making a shape go straight up, and just allow the trucks to move in and out. That might not be particularly feasible. Obviously got to bring in all of the materials that are made in each of these towers into the middle, so I've got to figure out that logistics of that in terms of the pathing for it and how that's going to work in terms of bringing in a single path, single belt run. So I've got that to think about. So yeah, a lot to think about with this setup. That's for later. For now, that'll do for now. We've made some good progress there. Oh, I have actually done one thing just before I finish up. I had an issue whereby the plastic that was being made over in the Spire coast wasn't enough. Plastic wasn't being made there that was then being used by the computer setup. So way over in the desert area. So let me just come down to here. I've got built a few more portals as well, so we'll quickly dip around. So if we jump across, so the middle one goes to the desert. No, desert is there. That's the generators, nuclear generators, and that is the element ingots area, which is what I've changed. So, two things have happened here. You can see at the end there I've got a bit more road, but the first thing I fixed here was this setup, which is the aluminium ingot setup. Was way under spec, wasn't doing anywhere near what it should be. Should be doing 480, so it's doing 476, which is pretty decent. Because this and this wasn't feeding the water back into this system to feed the water for this. So this one here requires 360 water between the two of them, 180 each. So I've got water being coming from down below. 360, 180 each. Feeds up that and feeds those two. But these two aluminium scrap makers also make 120 water. So you combine that with that, you've got 240 coming out of these two, fed back into this thing, which still requires 360 between them. So I had 120 water coming from that closest extractor, but it just never was working properly. It would never have enough water. I ended up relaying the pipe, all the pipe work from there down to here and all the pipe work in between, and that fixed it. So there must have been some weird disconnect from the piping that it just wasn't working properly. But now it's absolutely going along swimmingly, so I'm really happy with that. As I said, that should be 480, but 471 is fine. The other thing I've also done is I've created another row of plastic generators here. So these are basically mirroring the back row, although they're a bit under spec, so there's obviously something... Oh, plastic is running out. Ooh, that's interesting. I hadn't considered that. I'll have to think about that. And these 5 make exactly the same amount as plastic that this was making. This is going down to the main factory area and feeding the supercomputers and something else. So we jump back to the main factory. So that plastic comes in. So it joins the main path that the original one was coming down from, but it's now flowing, as you can see, it's going into there, hangs a right, and it's going to supercomputers and something else. I can't think what this goes into. So it comes down here, it comes along there. Supercomputers at the back here. Is it something to do with circuit boards, I think? Oop, so it comes up here, up here, and splits that way and up into, here we go. Yeah, circuit boards to make high-speed connectors. And looks like we're not being under on the quick wire. Okay, have to look at that one. That's alright. The other one goes into the supercomputers, which is back here, which is up there. Which is in here. And that's working. So that's needs 84 and 36, I think. I'm making 150, so I might have to we've got to do something like that, because obviously the other end's all oh yeah, that's the recipe for high-speed connectors. Copper ore into ingots into sheets, combined with plastic makes circuit boards combined with copper cable and quick wire makes the quick wire, makes the high-speed connector. That used to be on an actual wall, but I've moved it, so I'll have to think about how to rebuild that. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's a bit weird, but that'll work. It might just make sense we're here. Make another one of those. Alright, yes, that will do. That will do for episode 31. I've said that a couple of times now. It's really the end of it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in... I'll make it the new year. I won't commit to making one being between Christmas and New Year. I might do, but I won't commit to it. But definitely New Year, and for episode 32 and beyond. Until then, thanks for watching, and goodbye.